Hi guys, Lana here, and in this video I would love to share with you tips and tricks on proper prospecting. We get the lead, but we don't know what to do with the lead, or we cannot convert that properly. So in this video, once again, 7 tips on how to properly prospect. Let's get to it. So effective prospecting, let's get to it. First, definitely ask questions, because what I've noticed over the years is you get a lead and you start selling, you keep telling what you can do, you keep just giving your opinion to that particular lead, or with a referral, if you received a referral, right? We forget to ask questions. And I'm not talking about how many bedrooms, how many bathrooms kind of questions. It's why do you want to purchase? It's a really good question. Ask them not only about the areas, but why do you want to be in these areas? Maybe it's for a school district that they love for kids. So try to help them think and ask really in-depth questions to understand what are you going to be selling your potential prospect. Tip number 2, definitely nurture the relationships. And it's not just, come on, do you want to buy now? Do you want to sell now? It never works. And even if they are ready to buy or sell now, the pressure will come across either phone or in a meeting. They will feel that pressure, and a lot of folks just not too good under pressure. Let's say they're not selling today, they're not selling tomorrow, in 6 months. So your goal is to nurture those relationships for when they are ready. Just treat human as a human, and when they are ready, they will think of you. Tip number 3, focus on the outcome. So again, outcome is the relationship building. Yes, one transaction is great, you've met the prospect, you build relationship, you sold their property, or you helped them purchase, and then what? The outcome is the actual relationship, and the outcome is referrals and the word of mouth, so you understand what they want, you've met their needs, and eventually that will multiply. So when you're picking up this phone and when you talking to a referral, please remember the outcome and not, oh, you have a bad credit? You're not a good client. That's not the way it works. Focus on the outcome. Tip number 4, do not sell. Do yourself a huge favor and don't sell. Stop talking about, I've been in the business for 20 years, I know exactly what I'm doing, or, you know, I'm specialist in this area. No. Just ask questions, understand what they want, and just don't sell. Don't sell. Rule of thumb, 10-20 minutes, just talk to them, talk to this person what they want. It's a big decision, whether they're buying or whether they're selling. It's a big decision, it's a big investment. So stop selling you and find out what they want. Nobody cares how many years in the business you were if you actually going to meet that criteria. If you understand what they're looking for and can help them in a full spectrum. Tip number 5, biggest mistake that I get when folks prospecting for sell by owners, expireds, or actually talking even to referrals, online leads, is they choose a script. They choose a script of certain company and they try to stick to a script because it works for somebody else. No. Tip number 5 is write your own script. Understand what this company has to offer with scripts, maybe read them, figure out what you should say, and write your own, the way you would talk. Because sales are transfer of feelings, and if you if you are on the phone very robotic, and if you can't really express those feelings, how you love real estate or how you want to work with them, it's just, come on, are we purchasing? I know you list your home on the market for sell by owner. What, I don't want to pay the commission? No, don't do that. Write your own script. Figure out the approach that works for you and for your personality. And people will work with you just based on that. If you stop using scripts and actually read them, maybe yes, it's a really good help, very good idea giver, but write your own script. Tip number 6, definitely have a clear follow-up system. One phone call isn't enough. One email isn't enough. When you building relationship, it's not just one or two touches with the communication. Please just have a clear follow-up system, and maybe it's going to be 10 steps, 12 steps, 15 steps if it's a personal note, if it's something by mail, if it is a phone call, email. Just clear follow-up system that what works for your personality best. But the follow-up system has to be there. You cannot sell your services with just one phone call, and if you can, that's great, but for majority of people it won't work. And last but not least, consistency counts, you guys. Be consistent. Call every day. I'll talk about Extra Boost here in just a minute and how to help you to get all those tips to the next level, but be consistent. Remember that apple a day keeps a doctor away and not a fruit salad on Sunday. So do it every day and be consistent. Extra Boost. This is little extra something for all these tips I was just talking about. And first tip for you, 2 hours a day. Just remember that. If you do 3 hours, it is overwhelming and you'll find yourself not wanting to call and sales or transfer of feelings. You won't be able to make those phone calls as good as you should. And 1 hour a day is good, better than nothing, but still not enough to get in that flow state of prospecting, right? Another extra boost that I can give you, make evening calls. You don't have to make only morning calls. I know most of the programs will tell you to call 8 a.m. to 10 a.m., that 2 hours a day in the morning, but it's great. It's great for expireds and it's great for sale by owners because they just got on the market. You want to be first to grab their attention. You want to be first to be in front of those folks who are selling right now. But what about the sphere of influence? What about the online leads when they are at work? So don't be afraid of making evening calls. Wednesdays and Thursdays between 4 and 6 are the best times to call for people to actually pick up the phone call and you getting them on the phone. And please remember another tip, that rejection isn't personal. Rejection isn't personal. They are most likely tired getting all those phone calls, or their state of mind not in this particular home buying state of mind, I guess. Maybe they're driving home from work or they just woke up, they're going to work. That's your job to kind of have your own script and explain to them, why are you calling? What is your value, right? Ask the right questions and please don't take rejection personally, all right? Another tip that I can give you, that extra boost, is follow up no less than 12 to 14 times. 14 times is ideal, and a lot of people won't remember you if you follow up less than that. If online leads are not ready to buy or sell now, or any referrals they're not ready to buy or sell now, that's okay. It's not a right now lead, but it's still a lead. It's not a right now transaction, but it's still a transaction. So 14 times, no less than 14 times. If you followed up, or if you farmed an area, if you followed up with this person less than 14 times, it is not marketing. It is research, and you develop that it doesn't work. Research and development. So no less than 14 times. Those touches, mailers, email, phone calls, just make that a campaign. So definitely follow up no less than 12 to 14 times. 14 times is ideal. And conversion ratio, that's a little extra boost for you to understand. Conversion ratio for any lead systems, for Sphere, for online leads, for anything that we were just talking about, to 25%. If anybody really gives you more than 25% of conversion ratio, they're lying, or they are taking statistics for more than a year, so 2 to 3 year follow-up systems, and then they might be able to get that mark of 50%, but 2% to 25%, that's the conversion ratio, so remember that. And last, very fascinating extra boost is that 59% of people think that they need a realtor to find a house. So 6 out of 10 people think that we are there just to drive around and point at houses. And only 9% think that we're there to negotiate, which is pretty much 100% of our job, to negotiate on their behalf. So remember, 59% of people think that we are there to simply point at the houses, right? Remember that, 6 out of 10 people, and maybe structure your approach and your questions based on that particular statistic, so you're talking to more than just 4 people. That's 6 out of 10. Well, this is it for this particular video, the extra boost and some tips for prospecting. Hopefully you find this information helpful, and for any additional questions, reach out to me. I'd be happy to address them.